I'm Ann Croker, writing coach. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. Today, you've joined hundreds of established and emerging writers who are discovering ways to reach their writing goals and have fun by being more curious, creative, and productive. This is episode 256, To Share or Not to Share. Which personal stories should you include in your writing? If you've agonized over how much to share from your personal life, from your private life, you're not alone. Nearly every writer who works in these forms will ask these questions. Will writing about a hard time in childhood break my mom's heart? Should I change the name of that teacher, my child, my neighbor? Is it worth mentioning the hyacinths that are blooming by the mailbox? We write, we worry. Is this navel-gazing or vulnerability? Will people feel like I'm airing my dirty laundry or sharing my struggles so that others might find healing? Goodness, stories, that's what sets your work apart from all other essays and articles and stories, because only you had that experience, that event, that transformation. When you make a claim and support it with your own life story, no one else could have written that piece. Stories create connection between writer and reader. Stories convey universal truths through specific situations. But you do not have to share your darkest eras or most embarrassing moments to share transformative stories with your readers. And you don't have to bear all to be a generous and effective storyteller. You get to choose what you share with the public in a blog or in an article. You get to choose what stays private in a journal tucked under your mattress. A few years ago, I found an article that said author Gabriel Garcia Marquez claimed we have 3 lives: a public life, a private life, and a secret life. A Newsweek article writes this: about Marquez's own romantic passions, though, the author remained tight-lipped. He told his biographer, Gerald Martin, with the expression on his face of an undertaker determinedly closing a coffin lid back down, that everyone has 3 lives: a public life, a private life, and a secret life. When Martin asked if Marquez might give him access to the latter, he replied, "No. Never." Kenneth Samples at Reasons to Believe says this about the 3 lives. A public life. This is the side of themselves that people present at work, church, civic arenas, and other public contexts. This is how people are generally seen in their daily life outside the home. A private life. This is the side of life that people share with family and close friends. Only a person's inner circle gets to see this version. A secret life. This is the side of life known only to an individual. It can include one's private thoughts and secret actions. People may be aware of their secret life, but that's not always the case. The reality of the secret life may be unknown even to the individual person himself, for all of us have blind spots that stand in the way of true self-realization. As writers, we get to choose. Like Marquez, we can choose what parts of our lives will end up in the story or the essay or the memoir. That's the public life. And we get to choose the stories that will never be told, that remain the secret life. Isn't that freeing? You get to write and you get to choose. If you have followed me for long, you may have noticed I don't share that many of my own personal stories. I guess I default to keeping most of my life out of the public eye. But to explore being a little more open and finding a little bit more to share with the world, I decided to start a side project. It's over on Substack called Story Hatchery. The premise is this: we can outwit AI and discover more about ourselves if we begin to discover and craft our personal stories. But we need a safe place to do that, a haven for storytelling. That's Story Hatchery. I'll be writing my own stories using prompts, and I'll share those stories and prompts with you. You'll get a peek at my writing process, including the drafting stage that results in the final piece that I share. I'll collect storytelling wisdom and share it with you. You can follow and subscribe to Story Hatchery at anncroker.substack.com. I'm Ann Croker, writing coach. Everywhere we might meet, at my website, in your inbox, or here on this show, I'm always looking for ideas to share with you that will help you become more curious, creative, and productive. Thank you for being here.